Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Nendoroid Transformers G1 Megatron. His number is 1793 in the line. We'll go ahead and put it off the side and look at the box real quick, which yes is very G1 style Nendo box. You got a picture of Megatron there and the numbers and Nendoroid series and Nendoroido and right now and then Megatron. Yeah, the Transformers and all that stuff. And what does that say? Oh, Sentinel. All right. And got the top here. You got picture of him on the figure. You got more pictures of the figure here on the side. On this, you got this. Also, Optimus came out right about now too. On the bottom, you have another picture and licensed by Hasbro. And on the back here, you have more shots and warnings and there's a little sticker because I got this one from Good Smile US. Yeah. So yeah, nice purpley G1 box, much like the original. Comes with a little booklet here. Well, paper really. It's not the usual booklet, but yeah, it just basically tells you what comes with it, which isn't a whole lot, and some of the little features, and also a nice little bit of yeah. Oopsie. But anyway, it's a Nendoroid. Of G1 Megatron, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, we've gotten Nendoroid Transformed before, mainly from the Bumblebee movie, actually, for Bumblebee and Optimus, not surprising. But yeah, I didn't really get those because I guess kind of like, yeah, those are cool, I'll probably get those, and then just never did. Yeah. Yeah, these are the G1, you know, they're doing 4 G1 so far. You got Optimus, Megatron, Starscream, and Nemesis Prime have all been announced or are released. The first 3 released, Starscream's, I think, not till late July or early August now. But yeah, you can see here, he is very silver. He is, lots of silver. He got a big old head because he's an endo and all that stuff. You got the Decepticon symbol. You got the, paint picking out the little, I guess, belly buttons and all that stuff. You got his, fusion cannon, the gray on the shins, silver, and on the back here, of course, you got the stand connecting to the back there, and you've got a little tiny shoulder pistol thingy right there and whatnot. Your little fake hinge and all sorts of stuff. So it's pretty neat, and also even the rigid detail on his helmet, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's most of the time Nendos come with a lot of accessories. This one does not. He comes with an alternate face, an angry face, as you can see. Well, really angry instead of it's just kind of somewhat usual angry, and replacing his closed fist with 2 open hands, which, yep, those are pretty. The hands are pretty easy to swap. You just, it's pegs, so just pop and pop like that. Now he's got an open hand. Yeah. So swapping the face is also, it's supposedly easy. You just right here, this along the seam line right here, you just split the helmet, but it pegs it in pretty good, so it can be, and it's a little difficult to get a grip on, and I'm a little worried about gripping too hard and breaking, because you'll see why in a second. So it's might be a little easier, like take a spudger and wedge it in the gap there to help things along. There we go. Yeah, it's very hollow in there. And silver, pretty much the whole thing is silver, even on the inside. But yeah, just easy swapping. Just, make sure to line the tabs and slots up, and then there you go. What other thing is very interesting about this Nendo is the material. I'm not sure if it's the same plastic or what, or just made manufactured slightly differently, but there's a kind of you can hear that, a hollowness there, and it feels somewhat lighter. Like, compared to a typical Nendoroid, it feels a bit lighter than a typical Nendo, right? Like this one, and then the plastic is a bit different. It feels like it feels a bit thinner, and possibly because of the nature of it and everything. I don't know what's going on, but it just feels different. It's hard to explain because I'm not, I'm expert on plastics, as much as the fandom likes to pretend to be. But anyway, he does have posability as an Endo, which actually more posability than most Nendos, because most Nendos get a lot of their posability from swapping parts. Because he has a little parts count, though, he kind of makes up for the lack of parts with articulation. which, you know, he's got a ball jointed head that, as per usual, is a little limited thanks to the sculpting, but he does have, I believe, is a ball joint. If it isn't a ball joint, so really, no, it's not, because, well, it is, because it can wiggle a bit. Shoulders can move forward and back, although again, whoop, that came off. Because of the helmet, it can be, you know, be a bit of a pain, but they do swivel forward and back. They do go out. And again, the helmet does get a little in the way, but it can go out that far. There is that bicep swivel, which is also a peg, and you got an elbow, which gets slightly over 90 degrees, and of course, because of the peg there, you also got a wrist swivel. You do have a really interesting joint here. You got a side-to-side joint here up in the torso, and it also goes forward and back as well. You see that? So it goes forward and back and side to side. I think is another ball joint in there. You do have a waist swivel. And hips, you know, this stuff doesn't get out of the way. None of the hip skirt piece get out of the way, so his hips forward are a little limited. Back, well, pretty much there's not really much of anything back. Outward, you got a bit of range. You got a little bit of twisting, thanks to the fact it's on I believe it's on a ball joint too. And a hinge for the knee. Right there, which is about that much range. And then the ankles are on tilts. They're, again, limited thanks to the sculpting, but they are on tilts. Yeah, I think it is a ball joint. Actually, the ball joint, so you have actually have a not just tilt, but forward and back, and a little bit of wiggle and side to side and all that stuff. So that's the thing. Yeah, don't really have, you know, point of comparison. This is the first one that showed up, so no point of comparison yet. Optimus is going to be soon, and you'll see the comparison in the Optimus video. But yeah, it's interesting. I think the other thing is, I know people complain about, is the face is kind of weird, because it's like you got more or less a full-size face and then the big helmet, which the thing is, because Nendos tend to be kind of the more, you know, the super deformed cutesy thing, this full-size face looks a little odd on him. It should, people like, I think people, because saw people in the pictures, like, people feel like the helmet should be longer, like the helmet part should be longer and the face should be smaller, because as it is, it just feels like an adult face on a tiny body, which just kind of looks weird. And I don't think people are entirely wrong about that, but I don't think it's as bad in person as it was in a lot of the photos. So, I don't know. And the fusion cannon can swivel, I think. Yep, can be popped off too. Although you leave a peg, but yeah, the fusion cannon may be popped off and whatnot and spun around, all that stuff. So that's the thing. The only thing is, yeah, it's not really compatible because of the nature of things. It's the compatibility with other Nendos is kind of iffy at best. Because, like, yeah, you can, I guess, swap arms and stuff, but it's going to look weird with, like, a human arm. Just, I don't know. So that's the thing. Again, low on accessories compared to the usual Nendos, but articulation, again, a higher articulation than the usual Nendo as well. So, I don't know. It's a thing. It's fine for what it is. So that's the thing. I'm trying to think. It costs about $55 or so, depending where you buy it. I think, depending on, you know, tax and shipping, all that stuff, it should cost you roughly retail $55. Technically less if you buy it straight from Japan, but the shipping will bring it back up. For example, Good Smile US and Good Smile Shop, which are the US and international stores for Nendos and Figmas and whatnot. I ordered this and Optimus from the Good Smile US, and that cost me about $60 to get them, you know, buy them retail plus shipping. Actually, $55. Oh, right, they gave me free shipping, so yeah, $55 for the both of them, for each of them. But the Nemesis Prime I ordered from the international shop, which with shipping costs about $54. So it roughly is a wash, because thanks also in part to the very favorable exchange rate. So that's the thing. About $55 or so, $50-$60, and that's how much it is. I don't know if this is worth it for you. It is a Nendo. It doesn't transform at all. So it is just kind of a cute little display piece, but it's kind of weird. They made Megatron cute-ish. I think it's kind of neat. You know, it's more or less in line with Nendos. Again, it makes up for the lack of accessories with just more articulation than a typical Nendo. So just keep that in mind. But its build material feels a little different, but I might just be mistaking it because it might be just thinner and the same exact kind of plastic. But I don't know. I think it's kind of worth it, but also it might be one of those things where Nendos might be just not in your wheelhouse. I know a lot of Transformers fans just don't buy things unless they can transform. So take it for what you will. I think it's pretty neat, but you may think otherwise. So yeah, that's enough of my rambling. I hope you found this video informative and entertaining. I hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Twitter. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1, and check out my coffee and my Patreon. And to see you next time with another video review.